A very good, happy Monday morning to everyone out there. Landon here in the driver's seat, bringing you your latest weather or not forecast, courtesy of On Target. Hope you all had a phenomenal weekend out there. Was able to soak up some of the decent weather we had at times. But today, we're going to start off nice, warm, and breezy, but we're going to have an approaching cold front here that's going to be arriving out of the west. As we work into this afternoon, folks, right along and ahead of this cold front, we're going to have the opportunity at some strong, potentially even severe storms developing across the region. Groundhog Day again, right? We got a little reprieve from the action through the very active start of April. Coming right back in with another round of potentially strong storms here to kick off the new work week. Let's get a look across the region, shall we? Overlooking Bowling Green. D93 Skycam showing a beautiful view of the moon there, looking off down to the south and west over top of Cherry Hall. Not too shabby, but we do have some cloud cover that has already moved in across the region. Morgantown Skycam showing a similar scenario. Hey, finally got some improvement there. Overlooking the Green River floodwaters, starting to recede finally there across the region. Butler County was especially hit hard across the Wobbles community. Grateful to finally see some improvement in that regard. Let's jump over here and let's take a gander at what those current temperatures are looking like. Temperatures have stayed up throughout the overnight. We were just looking at the surface map, folks. That's due with a warm front that is lifting north and east over the region with that associated area of low pressure. You'll note over here to the west, we got a few degree warmer temperatures up to near the 70-degree mark. And that's what we're going to have in store as we work throughout the day. We're going to be pegging highs near the 80-degree mark as we work between the early and mid-afternoon hours. It's not going to come without a little bit of annoyance, and that is going to be arriving here in the form of our wind fields as we work throughout the day. With the warm front lifting to our north, folks, look at these wind gusts. You're going to see winds on the magnitude of 15 to 25, approaching 30-plus miles an hour at times. And then as we work into the afternoon, then we get into this evening, the passing cold front's going to arrive. But those wind magnitudes are going to be turning out of the north and west. It's really going to be bringing those temperatures down. So we're going to warm up significantly along and ahead of the cold front, and that is going to prime up our atmosphere for the opportunity of some robust storm development. Here we are looking at the latest cams. You can see we worked throughout this morning. Maybe a few stray sprinkles going to develop right along and ahead of the main line. And then it's not going to be until we work between roughly mid-afternoon and this evening is our time frame. Looking at anywhere around the 2 to 3 p.m. time frame for things to get started. And then that line is going to develop and begin to congeal and work south and east across the region. It is worth noting, folks, take a look. Some of these cells remain rather discrete and isolated. We could have some hail producers out of this. We could have the opportunity of looking at some damaging wind gusts, and although not entirely out of the question, it's very, very low on the totem pole, but maybe an isolated tornado spin up coming along with this as well, okay? So here we are working into the mid and late afternoon on into the evening. That's whenever our time frame is going to be for peak severe weather hazards. And then behind the passing front, we see all that come to an end. We have some leftover scattered rain showers that'll continue throughout the pre-dawn hours of our Tuesday. Then as we work throughout the Tuesday time frame, we're really going to clear out, but those winds are going to be turning out of the north and west. It's going to be a far cry from the near 80-degree temperatures that we're going to see today. We're going to be lowering those temperatures significantly. Let's take a look here at the latest temperature profiles and give you the breakdown of exactly how those are going to behave. We work throughout the day with a warm front to our north, cold front to our west. Deep southwesterly flow is going to be the name of the weather game. Those breezy southwesterly winds are going to send those highs skyrocketing. We work into the peak heating of this afternoon, right around the 78 to 80 degree mark. Might have a few areas with southwesterly flow, folks. Sometimes models don't handle it greatly. We're going to have a few locations actually break up into the lower 80s before the cold front passes through here. After the storms work in, you can see the colder air arrives out of the north and west. We're going to plummet temperatures down to right around the mid-40s by sunrise tomorrow, and then look at Tuesday. Despite sunshine, many of us not going to be escaping the mid and upper 50s for highs. as we work into our Tuesday afternoon on into our Tuesday evening. We get into our Wednesday. It's going to be somewhat similar. It will be a few degrees warmer I think we'll be breaking up into the lower 60s come hump day. Let's get a look at what's going to take shape after the cold front passes and we get the strong and severe storm threat out of here. With the cold front working out of here, winds will turn out of the north and west, not just from counterclockwise flow from the low, but clockwise flow from this area of high pressure is going to reinforce those northerly winds. It'll create a little bit chillier feel than the upper 50s we are forecasting for tomorrow. However, as we get into our Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, high pressure is going to jolt off to our east. We're going to see return flow out of the south and out of the Gulf. It's going to bring the pendulum swing back with warmer temperatures arriving here throughout the last half of the work week and on into the weekend. Now, it is worth noting we'll have a warm front that's going to live north over the region Thursday afternoon. I think we'll stay dry with the pop-up showers and a few storms remaining to our north along the Ohio River up into southern Illinois and Indiana. However, following suit as we work throughout the latter part of our Friday and into the weekend, this is whenever we're going to keep eyes on a particular weather maker. Right now, we got this low pressure system developing over the Great Lakes with a cold front extending back all the way down to another area of low pressure right across northern Texas. It remains to be seen the wobbly nature, no pun intended, of this boundary. As you can see here, models are not in exact agreement, but here we are working into Friday night, on into Saturday with these little showers and storms clipping the region here from time to time, continuing into our Saturday night. And then as we work into our Sunday and Monday time frame, we get a deeper area of low pressure with a stronger cold front. We will need to keep eyes on this, folks, because roughly a week from today, dare I say it, some of the signals are pointing towards another round of potentially strong thunderstorms coming along with this. Not just that, folks, but take a look after we roll into a week from today. We get another low pressure system that comes in by the mid to late week time frame of next week, into the following weekend as well, into the following new work week, all the way through the end of April, folks, and the start of May. It looks like we're going to be experiencing a very, very active pattern. No surprise there with a very active spring that we've already experienced thus far. More of that looks to be on the way for us. All right, getting back here into the shorter term, we're looking at a few strong to severe storms this afternoon and evening. You can see the better risk is extended there across northern and eastern Kentucky, where you see the yellow coloration, a level 2 out of 5. Here across the Wobbles community, we're at a 1 out of 5. We'll still need to pay attention given the ingredients within the atmosphere. Without question, our number one concern will be damaging winds. Large hail will be slightly behind that. And again, folks, although very low on the totem pole, there is a non-zero threat, and we might catch an isolated tornado spin up coming along and out of this as well. So please stay weather aware should any warnings be issued. We'll be right here to take you through it and ride with you along the way. Total rainfall amounts coming along with this particular weather maker and the one later in the work week. Doesn't look like a ton, but again, we're going to wait until late in the week and into the new work week that's out of this range for that next cold front to come in here. So we're going to be looking at anywhere from 1/4 of an inch upwards to around 1/2 of an inch of total rainfall before this is all entirely said and done. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast for today. Very warm, very breezy. A mix of sun and clouds with clouds on the uptick throughout the day. Highs near 80. And then strong and severe storm chances roughly mid-afternoon through early evening. Those will come to an end throughout the overnight with lows tanking down to the 40s, upper 50s, lower 60s, the name of the game on Tuesday with that northerly wind. Mid-60s Wednesday, near 70 on Thursday. And we'll have to watch with that rather tricky weather maker Friday into Saturday with scattered shower and storm chances right back into the mix, with highs soaring back to either side of the 80-degree threshold. That'll wrap up your Monday morning weather or not forecast presented by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a blessed start